we're gonna start in seated butterfly. All right, so we're playing this game. Now the first part of this is, to get this started, is I need to get control of his feet and get him on his back, right? We usually start these drills, we come up and just, which, you know, in an ideal world it would be that easy, but it's not that easy usually. So, as he sees, as he starts to go, he's gonna connect and do all of this. Because right now he's in perfect base and he can reach with his legs, he can reach with his arms. I wanna start making him move around, you know, so that he can't just attach to me as soon as I go to attach to him, right? So when we're playing here, it becomes this back and forth where I can like push his head and look for a leg. I can step around the corner as he turns, look to catch the leg. I can push shoulders and grab, you know, like we can do a lot of stuff. I can maybe pull an arm as he pulls it back, grab the leg. You know, like you can play around with different, you know, things that are gonna get me that ability to get a hold of one or both of his feet, right? You know, so that's the first part of this, and you can kind of play with this with your partner and see, you know, how hard it is to actually get them on their back. Once I get him there, and we're here, I'm controlling both of his feet, right? You can control at the ankles, but then he can just circle his feet and he gets his feet back. Once I get him here, if I grab the top of his feet, now it's hard for him to get away from me, right? So we're here. From here, I'm just gonna start splitting and like I'm coming for my knee slice, right? And I'm here. So I'm guiding his feet where I want them to go, right? But if I continue on this path, it's gonna give him the knee shield, right? So instead of going all the way down and going, oh man, you got the knee shield, like I already know he's gonna get it, right? So I'm just gonna stop part way. I start to come this way and I'm gonna shift and control his knees and we're gonna drive him that way. As I drive him, it's mostly this leg pushing this leg that's gonna flip his hips, right? It's not so much my upper body. Because as I start to come this way, I'm looking to get control of his head, right? So as this comes, I'm looking for control of his head and I'm posting on the mat so that now as I land, I can hit my hip switch and pass, all right? So we're here, I do whatever, get here, get his feet. I start to come in here, but instead of going all the way down, I'm already making this push. So as I push him this way, this hand's coming under his head, this one's going to the mat. I lean in to drop my hip on it. That allows me to do my hip switch and pass his guard. All right, full speed. All right, we land in that side control. Does that make sense? Need to see it again. Good. All right, let's play it. 3, 2, 1. To add to this is as we hit the hip switch, instead of coming around the side control, I'm going to come to a position known as the leg drag. So it's going to look very much the same. We do whatever, get him on his back. Right, I step in here, I bring it across. The difference is now when I hit this hip switch, I'm just going to switch my hips back and bring my knee through and staple his leg. So the leg drag. Right. So I come in here, bring him across, get our hip switch, and then I come back through and staple. Right? So I'm laying right here. This is going to set up the rest of this sequence. He's getting to this spot. Does that make sense?
I don't know if your body moves like that.
It does.
All right, Steph.
This 43-year-old body can do it. Your 15-year-old body can do it. All right, so full speed. All right, we go here. All right, come on left side.
Basically just
Cool.
open.
Yeah, just switch back. Let's try it. 3, 2, 1. All right, so now I get down, we get here, I hit my hip switch to my leg drag, right? From here, the next move I'm making is I'm falling to my head and my shoulder. As I do, I'm taking my hands and I'm connecting to his leg. This hand that's under his head is gonna go to the top of his knee, and this elbow is gonna go to the inside of his ankle, right? So I fall to my shoulder, head to the mat, right? And I'm connected to the ankle and to his knee. This foot just comes over and steps on the mat. All right, and we're right here. We're just getting to this spot. All right, I just want to get a lot of reps of this before we even worry about the finish here. All right, so again, once I land here, I'm just like this. I'm gonna fall to this right shoulder and to my head. That's how I'm gonna post on the mat. So I have my knee, my shoulder, my head, 3 points of contact. You know, that's gonna keep me based so I can move my other leg into position. As I do that, I connect to the top of his knee and this elbow goes to the inside of his ankle and we're here. And that allows me to bring my foot over and drop it right in front of his hip. All right, so we're just like this. Does that make sense? All right, so the whole thing then looks like right? You see that again? We got it.
Uno más.
Okay. Make sense?
Sure.
All right, let's try it. 3, 2, 1. The knee, the rest of it I can kind of fish out. Like if my other arm isn't quite in the right spot as I fall, I can adjust that later. But if I miss the knee as I fall, they're gonna turn and push and their leg's already gonna be gone. And now I'm just laying on the mat as they escape and I'm watching them run away. All right, so I need to make sure I keep that knee. So now we're just gonna finish with the heel hook, right? So we're gonna get to the same position and the finish is really, really simple. So I'll get there. Let's bring everybody over to this side so you can see what I'm doing with my hands at this last part. All right, so we're starting the same way. I get him on his back, we come in, hip switch leg drag, right? I make this fall, I land here, this foot comes over. Once I'm here, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just bring my elbow back and back forward and I catch his heel. Right, see how his heel's on the other side of my arm now? His toes are in my armpit. Right, that's all I'm looking for is I bring it back and I catch the heel. Now I connect my hands palm to palm and I'm bringing my forearm into his shin here. Now that I have that, I wanna get rid of this space right here. So I drop my leg down on top of his leg and now I hip forward for my finish. Right, so we're here, come in, hip switch, leg drag, I fall, right? I catch this. As this foot comes over, as I'm bringing it, I'm already pulling this elbow back and then I shoot it back forward and that gets me his heel. Now I drop this knee, connect my hands, and we hip forward, right? I'm finishing with my lower body. My upper body's just holding his heel in place, right? All of my finishing is coming from my hips. I'm just getting to here, drop, hips. All right? Good, need to see it again. Good? All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1.